Okay, first of all, let me say very quickly that sorry for the quality. I'm using OBS. I don't really know how to make the quality any better, and I really don't feel like looking it up, so sorry for that. I got some gameplay in the background. Gameplay might end. Then I'll start another game if it does. So let's start level 1. I don't have anything written for basics, so start level 1. Okay. This is for reaction parry. So right now the way it works is W gives you physical armor, so I changed the physical armor to 40, and auto attacking also gives armor now. If this ends being too overpowered, then you could always make it so auto attacks only give 20, while the W gives 40. Easy fix if it is too overpowered. Amateur opponent, auto attacks also deal bonus damage. They deal 100% bonus damage to non-heroic enemies. And Protector of Ire, you gain additionally gain twice the stacks while Shield Overload is active. If this ends up being too overpowered, then this could be instead of the takedowns part. So instead of takedowns, you get twice the stacks. If you ask me if it is instead of the takedowns, then it should be more than twice, or just increase the baseline. So increase the baseline to like 0.2 or 0.25, and then while shield active it's 0.5, and then remove the takedowns part. So that's my opinion. Let's go to level 4. Psionic Synergy no longer attacking increases the duration. Right now the problem is that 5 seconds is just not too much, and usually want to stay in fights for a long time, so this is just an easy fix. If this ends up being too overpowered, then you can reduce the duration for 4 seconds or 3 seconds instead of the 5, but basic attacks increase the duration. This is Shield Battery stays the same. It's already a good talent. I like it. This is a new talent. My Life for Ire. Shield Overload also gives shield to allies. This is a pretty neat idea I thought of. This also could go in other talents. Now that I'm thinking about it, level 4 might not be the best for it, so maybe level 7 and one of the other talents move to level 4. Once again, this is up to balancing. If it ends up being too overpowered, having both a shield battery and a Life for Ire, so they could move my Life for Ire. They could keep my Life for Ire for level 4, but if it is good, then they could move it to level 7. Then you can have both of them. And Shield Surge is, I think, moved to another tier, another talent, but I'm not sure. It might be removed. Sorry. This is level 7 now. Solarite Reaper increases dash damage. Okay. Also increases the animation speed. So right now it just gives damage. The talent will also give animation speed, because I think the animation is way too slow. This, in my opinion, has like both benefits and risk, I guess, kind of. Not really, because it's harder to like use your QE combo, but it's more rewarding if you do. Plus damage is applied much faster. This, in my opinion, this was a cool change. Chrono Surge no longer slows, but attacks increases the duration of the attack speed. So it's kind of shuffling a bit of the. Once again, attacks increase the duration. Just because you usually want to stay very long in fights, so attacking a lot is very good for this talent. So, but the slow is removed just so it's a bit more. Final Cut is moved to a different tier, but Chrono Plasma Burn moved from level 20, and the damage is reduced to 53. And a new talent here is Rejuvenating Strike. This is the one that could replace my Life for Ire, so you could move either Rejuvenating Strike to level 4 or my Life for Ire to level 7. Or keep them, right, these two are changeable. So Rejuvenating Strike. Using Twin Strike causes attacks to heal for 40% of the damage dealt. Because I always thought that something like Protective Eye, even though it's a lot of fun, isn't really that worth it. Because it doesn't actually give you any survivability. So this is a nice way to actually make it very good. Plus even more survivability. If this tends to be overpowered or needs some changing, this could also be like 20%, but like increased while Shield Overload is active. Or maybe just when Shield Overload is active, attacks heal for 40%. Whatever ends up being more balanced. Level 10, I got Suppression Pulse as a new functionality. It now reduces all enemies' damage by 50% that are hit. So if you're hit, then you deal 50% less damage. So it's no longer all of their basic attacks, but it also applies to abilities. You get the idea, you get the change. Because I really hate that Suppression Pulse is actually the only good ultimate. It's just sometimes you get matches where auto attacks are not really that like important, so then it just feels like, what am I doing, right? So this is like this is still the same ideas, that this is like the utility ult and the Purifier Beam is the damaging ult, but now it's actually utility makes sense and the damage also makes sense because I also changed Purification Beam. So this is a change I'm gonna have to explain. It no longer follows a target, but instead it goes through a path, similar to how the Protector does his laser beam thing and then it explodes. So the same idea is like you pick a point, then you can tell it which direction it goes. Or like Victor E. If you've ever played League of Legends, then Victor's E. Same idea. Pick a point, then you tell it where to go. And that's the path that it follows. It is also it no longer right now it lasts 8 seconds, so it's reduced now to 5 seconds. So it will travel from one end to the other in approximately 5 seconds. Right? And the damage is massively increased. Right now it's 184 per second, so I changed it to 100 and something, 111 or something like that. But it's every 0.25 seconds. So it's the same damage as Phoenix's Planet Cracker. It's the same damage basically. No, basically it is the same damage. If this ends up being too overpowered, then you can lower it to 80 something or 90 something. And the last change is the width is massively increased. So this is much more like the StarCraft version of this ultimate. Which is in my opinion way cooler than how it works right now. So massive width, but it's way less duration, and it no longer follows a person. Plus the travel distance is actually pretty small, so this is more of a zoning ultimate. Once again, the damage and everything like that needs to be balanced, and the duration and the width. But this is around the idea of making it more of a zoning ultimate plus damaging ultimate, which in my opinion is really cool. So level 13 now. Shield Surge, that's the level 4 talent. Yes, okay, so Shield Surge is moved from level 4, sorry. The shield is increased to 50%, but health required is... shield reduced to 50%, but health required is increased to 50%. This might be a bit underpowered. If it is, then just increase the shield back up to 75%, or maybe give it an additional functionality. I don't know. So, other than that, almost everything else is the same, except for Triple Strike. It no longer increases the cooldown, so you just get another attack with it. And Phase Bulwark is removed. So Phase Bulwark is removed, and there's a new talent instead of it, which is Shield Surge. Anyway, so that's level 13. Level 16. Titan Killer auto attack damage is increased to 75, and W damage is increased to 2. I do realize that's both attacks, by the way. So that is actually 4% overall instead of a 3%. I don't think this is too overpowered. Titan Killer is one of the worst talents on level 16, so straight up buff might be the way to go. Force of Will also gives 35 armor. This might be a bit too overpowered. If it is, then this could be changed to magical armor, magical resistance, however you want to call it, and the cooldown that it gives could be reduced. So right now it's 5, could be like 4 seconds, but also give like 35 magical armor. Just spitballing. Once again, numbers are up to balancing. Once again, Force of Will is, in my opinion, one of those underrated talents that could be better, or at least more fun. Even though, once again, if this ends up being too overpowered, then once again, balancing. Blades of the Templar, that's the level. Okay, so while Shield Overload is active, the attack speed and slow is increased to 40%, and the duration is increased to 3 seconds instead of the 1.25 seconds. So it's basically a twice per if like Shield is active. In my opinion, this was a really cool change. This ends up being too overpowered, then this could just be only active while Shield Overload is active. So instead of doubling it while Shield Overload, then it's just 40% attack speed, 40% slow, and duration of 3 seconds. But it only works like if Shield Overload is active. Whatever is balanced. And finally, we get to level 20. This is a new talent. Okay, so Orbital Bombard is the same. Target Purified is removed, and there's a new ultimate upgrade for Purification Beam. It's called Ire's Strength. The damaging enemy heroes with Purification Beam gives Artanis shield. The shield is flat and does not scale with the damage, but it's per every tick. This is, in my opinion, a very cool idea. So next, Final Cut is moved from level 7. Twin Blades now deals all of its damage at once. What this means is, right now, he auto-attacked twice, right? But instead now, it deals all of its damage at once. So it just attacked once, but it deals still 2 attacks. Right, so it like deals both of its auto attacks at once, instead of being one after the other. Both of them are empowered. So, and this works with talents as well. So if you got Titan Killer and you got Triple Strike, then it will attack 3 times at the same time and apply all 3 Titan Killer strikes. So it will deal 6% max health damage at once. This might be a bit too overpowered, but in my opinion, it's such a cool idea to have this, especially with how it like synergies with other talents. So if this does end up being too overpowered, the second part could be removed. But but this is still a cool idea because it's called Final Cut, so I thought I should add this. So additionally, it deals 10% missing health as damage. This is only applied once. This is not applied 3 times or twice. This is applied only once when you activate the W. Once again, if this ends up being too overpowered, then just do all of it at once. But the fact that all applies at once is underpowered if it's not like fully synergized with other talents, which is why how this other part. Once again, whatever ends up being balanced. And this is the final level 20 talent. This is Zealot Charge is removed, by the way. This is the final level 20 talent. It's called We Stand United. I'm now starting to think that the names for the level 4 talent, what's it called? Sorry. Protector of Ire and We Stand United could be replaced, sorry. But names really don't matter. This is just a placeholder for the actual talent. Artanis can activate Shield Overload to gain all of its effects, including talent. So basically, you can activate your passive to get the passive. Because right now you cannot activate it, if I'm not mistaken. But here's the part that actually matters. the active part has its own cooldown. So you can have shield, activate the shield, right? And then once it ends, it will immediately like proc your passive because you took enough damage. And you have it already stacked. This is like you can activate it before your cooldown, your passive cooldown is up, or after your passive is already out. It has its own individual cooldown, which is really overpowered. But you cannot activate both of them at once. This is important. And the CD of this is reduced by auto attacks. So that's it for the artanis rework.